Have you ever noticed people that feel like they have it all together? They're confident, they're clean, they're organized, they're orderly. It looks like they have everything going on, and thought, how do they do it? Right? I just want to break it down really quick. It's habit. It's all by habits. They've set up success habits to be successful. And you can take that however you want. But habits are not conscious. That's being present. How often are we present? Maybe 3% of the day, right? For something to be a habit, it has to have gone through an extended period of time through massive amounts of repetition. It goes into authenticity. That's what turns it into an unconscious habit. So if you just, that's why you can't tell yourself, I'm going to be better with my money, or I'm going to eat better. It doesn't matter what command you're giving yourself, your program will override it. Right? So to change that habit, there's several things that you have to do. One is you have to be present. You have to be aware of what you're trying to change. Number two is you have to change that habit with a good habit. Because if you don't, you will automatically replace it with another negative habit. I've gone over this quite a bit in other videos. I just wanted to give you guys something to think about, that it's not a habit if it's a conscious thought you're having, right? Habits are not conscious. They're unconscious. So I really want you to pay attention to that and really look into that, read about that, think about that. What does that mean? That means while I'm wandering through my day, unconscious, those are all of my habits. The little bit of time during the day where you're actually conscious and you're not on autopilot, that's what you have to do to create a new habit. It's not easy. You have to spend lots of time trying to change that habit, right? That's why I like journaling. That's why I created the New Paradigm 90-Day Challenge Journal, so that you guys had something to actually write in every day. That's how you create habits. You do it every day, repetitiously, over and over and over and over and over, right? It makes it way easier than trying to walk around and try to remember everything. You're not going to do it. We've all done it where we wanted to do something, so we told ourselves we were going to do it in the morning, and then 4 o'clock in the afternoon comes and it dawns on us, oh, I didn't do that thing. I didn't make that phone call. I didn't run that errand, right? Just making a simple, super simple list before you go to bed at night of the things you have to do tomorrow is one of the simplest, easiest, cheap. It doesn't cost you a nickel. It's super simple. So I'm going to do a 5-part series on 5 habits that I really think would really change your life. And I do them. And I learned them from someone else. I didn't create them. I didn't invent them. But they've really helped me tremendously. And the first one's going to be on money, because we have the terraforms going on and I see everyone's freaking out and they're in panic, and no one, there's uncertainty. And so if you don't have certainty with your checkbook, life is extremely chaotic, right? And I've said this in multiple videos before. There is only 3 habits surrounding money. Habit number 1 that you could be in: you spend more than you earn, which means you're in a deficit. Habit number 2 that you might be in is you spend everything you earn. In habit number 3, if you're lucky, you spend less than you earn. If you're in one of the first 2 habits, it's not the end of the world. I need you to become aware that you're in one of those. I need you to write it down and circle it. Which one are you? Are you the one that just spends until you get an overdraft fee? Or are you the one that kind of knows how much you have and you keep it really, hey, I overspent a little bit, but I get paid on Thursday and then I'll have more, right? You know yourself. Just, you have to face the numbers. We have to be honest about where we are. So just circle it. Which one am I in? Now the hack is becoming consciously aware with space-time repetition over an extended period of time to change that habit to the 3rd habit, which is you spend less than you earn. A couple super simple things to do is start asking yourself every time you spend money, is this setting my future up, or is this taking away from my future? right? You just ask yourselves these little questions. This is what it's way easier when you're asking yourself repetitive questions like that continuously. The next time it's easier to remember to ask the question. You're not going to do it every time the first time, but after about a week or 2 weeks, you're going to start remembering, oh yeah, and you're going to start asking yourself that question. And then you can make a conscious decision instead of being an autopilot and just swiping the card. If money's something that you want help with, right? This is a 5-part series, so I really just want, I look around, I go to the grocery store, I go to the mall. I've never seen it this bad. People pick up things at the off the rack and look at the price and about throw them down. Like, it's very apparent to me that money is a ginormous problem for a mass amount of people. And you can only be in 3 habits, and it is a habit, and it's super simple to change. And then it becomes automatic. And then pretty soon, once you make it an automatic habit, you spend less than you earn automatically. You don't have to think about it after 90 days. That becomes part of your identity, becomes a belief in your mind. I'm one of these people that spends less than they earn. I'm not one of those people that spends more than they earn or spends everything they earn, right? You see how simple this stuff is when you really just break it down to the bare minimum basics. The problem is most people want to read a book one time and think that they got things figured out, or they want to gather a bunch of information and never write anything down and make it a committed decision to do the action every day for 90 days. You do it every day for 90 days, it is an automatic habit. It can't not be. Unless it's an extremely bad habit, that could take up to 365 days. Most habits take approximately 66 days to change. That's why we think 90 days is a really good number for most of the habits that you would want to be changing. But just becoming aware that you are in a habit and a pattern makes it way more simple to actually take some action to be able to change whatever habit it is you're struggling with. And I've really noticed lately, money is at the top of the list. I was unaware. I didn't realize people were struggling that bad, right? And then you throw this tariff stuff on here and everyone's freaking out. People that aren't even in the stock market are freaking out about these tariffs, thinking that the world's coming to an end. It's like, well, yeah, but don't you have a savings account? No, they don't, right? And so, yeah, life is extremely scary if you don't have a backup plan or committed goals and you set some money aside every week. Wealthy people pay themselves first. The reason is because for most of us, we were raised to believe the primary purpose of money is to pay bills. You make your own decisions. That's a ginormous trap that we have been programmed to be in, to think that that's how society runs. Some of you are young. You don't have a bunch of debt. You don't have to fall into the debt trap. You can change right now. A lot of us are in the debt trap and we need help changing. So one of the first habits within the money habit is paying yourself first. You have to pay yourself first. You have to make this a habit. I don't care if it's 50 cents. Every time you get paid, 50 cents. Then you move to $1, right? I mean, if you read the book Atomic Habits, if you breaking it down to the super simplest form where it's not annoying and painful, if that's where you have to go to, that's what you should do. Now, if you could take $100 every paycheck and it doesn't mess up all your bills, then put that aside, or $200, or whatever your number is for you, $25, $50, and you start making that a habit. Pretty soon you have money over here, plus you created the habit. You see what I'm saying? Then you write out a list. While you're creating this habit, you write out a list, and you look at that list of all the money that goes out during the month for bills, plus the money you spend on yourself. And the money that you're spending on yourself is the money that I want you to ask the question, is this getting me towards my financial freedom goal? Or is this keeping that goal further and further and further away from me? Yeah, the $5 coffee, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you don't have a bunch of extra money in the beginning, that $5 adds up. That's $5 a day times 30. You do the math, right? You can see where 230, within a year, you're spending $1,800 on things that you don't need to survive. That's super conservative number. Most of us spend way more than that because we have a habit of spending everything we earn. Do you see how this all lines up? If your habit is to spend everything you make, in the beginning, when you start trying to change that habit, you're going to start saving money. In about 3 weeks is going to go by and you're going to go, you know what? I've been working really hard. I deserve blank. And unconsciously, you're just going to pull your card out and buy it. And you just wiped out all the things you were trying to because you didn't get to the 90-day goal. You didn't make it a habit, right? We've all done this with food. No, I'm not going to eat a donut. I do this all the time. No, I'm not going to eat a donut. And then 10 minutes later, half the donut's gone. And I'm like, son of a gun. But the great thing is, if you become aware in the midst of the action and you sit down half of a donut, that's a win. So you have to take these wins when they come. When you catch yourself doing it and you stop yourself, even if you already spent the money, but you became aware, oh man, dang it, I didn't want to do that. That's a win, right? That's atomic habit building. It's micro, it's tiny. It's these little tiny things that you're becoming more and more aware of over an extended period of time. You can't do any of this without a list. There is not a person born yet that I'm aware of that could do this without a list. We have to have a list. We have to look at that list and then be able to check that thing off after we do that action step. This is why nobody changes, because it's not easy. It's not hard. It doesn't take a lot of conscious effort, but we have to train ourselves to become consciously aware of what habits we have and how to change them, right? You got to face this list. You got to look at the money and you got to look at all the money you spend, and you need to face it and say, okay, I'm here, I'm going there. Now, how would I do that, right? You're going to do that by starting to pay yourself first. Once you make that a habit and you've looked at the numbers and you start to see incremental gains on that, then you can start looking for other opportunity. Hey, could I be an Uber driver? Can I get a second job? Whatever it is to hustle up a little bit of extra money so you can start to compound that. Once you start to compound that and it becomes a habit, you become obsessed with that. Then it starts to draw you to it. Now you're in the moment and you start to see all of these opportunities coming at you. You can take a little bit of money and start learning how to invest it properly with a professional, and you can 10x what you have going on right now in the next year. I've done it. I promise you it can be done. I know lots of people that have done it, right? Notice how I said with a professional, not by yourself. You can learn to do it by yourself and become an expert, and could be an amazing opportunity for you. But those are the kind of opportunities I'm talking about. Most of us have never looked around at all of the opportunity in the world. We are doing exactly what our parents did. We get up in the morning, we drink coffee, we go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, we watch TV, we go to bed, just like they did, because it's a habit. It's what we grew up seeing. It's what we grew up hearing, right? Wealthy people are evil. Money's the root of all evil. Well, the people I know that have money, they get to eat the kind of food that they really want to eat, and they get to wear the kind of clothes that they really want to wear, and they can give as much money to other people as they want. That sounds pretty awesome to me. So I'm not trying to go off on a rant. I know you guys, a lot of people are struggling, but these things are so basic when you understand the principles and the beliefs attached to keeping you where you're at. You're never going to be wealthy if you think you don't deserve money or that money is evil. This is the trap. This is why we're all where we're at right now, through habits and beliefs. And we can't change them one at a time. Meaning, I can't try to change a money habit if I don't work on the belief. This is why self-improvement is the most important part of any journey you're going on, I believe personally. It's really cool to try to start a business or try to do whatever it is you're trying to do, but if you don't change, all the work you're doing is only going to be working on you until you change. Then you'll start to see the work working on the thing that you're trying to work on. This is why most people quit. they want to earn more money. So they find something that they think they could do. They start it. In the beginning, they're pumped up, fired up. They're taking action, they're reading about it, they're watching a few YouTube videos. They're already failed from the beginning because they are not trying to change themselves and their beliefs. You can't outpicture your beliefs. You can, and this is what most of us do. We try to outpicture our beliefs continuously and keep getting knocked down because unconsciously, we don't believe that's us. Right? I've said it so many times. If you're on a diet, we have a cybernetic mechanism. If you're on a diet and you want to go from 200 pounds to 160, but your belief is that you're 200 pounds, you will start to lose weight. You'll get on the diet and you'll be doing really good. But if you don't change who you are in your lifestyle and your beliefs, you'll start to get close and you'll start coming down on the weight, and your cybernetic mechanism will kick in and it will self-sabotage, and you will deviate right back up to 200 pounds because your unconscious mind believes that's what you want. Not because you said, this is what I want, this is what I want, but you think about it all the time. And it doesn't know the difference between good and bad, evil, none of that. Your most dominating thought, that's what makes a belief. Whether that's the universe is amazing and everyone's loving, or everyone's evil, and whatever your beliefs are is because that's your dominating thoughts over and over and over and over and over again. So I've asked you guys for a long time, record your conversations. You will become so aware of your beliefs and your personality and your habit of speaking. Speaking is extremely, extremely powerful. I really want you guys to take the time to really watch this video a few times. If you care about yourself and you love yourself, you'll watch this video a couple of times and write out a bunch of notes and really start to look at your life. And if you're serious and want to make change, awesome. So if you like this, if this was helpful, thank you guys. I appreciate you. It's a 5-part series. I got 4 more videos coming out. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.